Good morning and happy Sunday, Unity on the Bay. I'm going to say that again so that I can receive a response from the people in the room. Good morning and happy Sunday, Unity on the Bay. All right, and if you are at home and you responded as well, thank you, and thank you for being here. My name is Shantae Haymore-Kearney. I am your platform hostess this morning, and you are here at Unity on the Bay, your positive path for spiritual living. I am really excited to share with you the upcoming 2 announcements that I have. But before I do, I want to first, there's a lot of activity in the room, so before, thank you. Before I do, I want to let you know that these aren't just things that you need to put into your calendar. These aren't just events that we're talking about. These are opportunities for you to be more deeply connected with our community, more deeply connected with your spirituality through our community, and more deeply connected with God, with your purpose, with how you want to love and how you want to show up. So when you hear about our upcoming events or classes, please know that this is an opportunity for you to go deeper. It's not just an event to put into your calendar. So, yes? Okay. For those of you who have not been here with me on the platform, I like the call and response type things because it lets me know that you are here and that we are together. So coming up first this summer, we're actually making a big paradigm shift. Summer no longer starts in June. It starts with our annual Peace Picnic in the park on May 27th, which is Memorial Day weekend. That's a Saturday, I believe. Is that a Saturday? Okay, so that's a Saturday Memorial Day weekend. All of the fun of summer, including food, drinks, games, and people, but without all of the heat and humidity. I'm not sure how we're going to manage to take away the heat and humidity from summer, but we will do our best. We want you to come and join us at the beautiful Alita River State Park in North Miami Beach on 163rd Street. It's just east of Biscayne Boulevard. We rented the biggest pavilion that's right next to the water. This is an opportunity for you to bring your friends, your family, and come out and celebrate and enjoy. Plug yourself into our community by being with us on May 27th. All we ask is that you RSVP. You can do so on the website unityonthebay.org so we can make sure that we have enough food for you. Okay? Is that a yes? Yes. All right, so we will see you there. And speaking of summer, we have a new program that's coming in hot. So it is called the Summer of Abundance. And here's how it works. You have a chance to put into practice 6 major spiritual tools. These tools will help you generate abundance in your life. You'll choose from topics that include visualizing your life, or building more resilience, or cultivating a life of joy. You can pick the topics one by one, or you can enroll in the whole program for a special discount. So really, this is your opportunity to use this summer to build your abundance muscles. Just think about all the things that you can manifest in a concentrated period of time with these 6 spiritual tools and principles and your abundance mindset. So we encourage you to sign up. Again, all the information is available on unityonthebay.org, and we look forward to seeing you as a part of our community. And now I'm excited to bring Reverend Juan up to the stage to carry us along this Sunday. Good morning.
Good morning, Shantae. And I said it earlier, but I'll say it again. Happy Mother's Day, Shantae. Yes, some of you know she is the wonderful mother to is it 7-year-old? Yes. 7-year-old Evan. And so we are celebrating mothers today, and we're going to talk a little bit about that shortly. But as Shantae said, my name is Juan. I am the senior minister of Unity on the Bay. And Shantae and I were both at separate retreats during the last time that you saw us. So I mentioned, it wasn't like a promise, but I just mentioned for all of us to have the idea that we're coming back from retreat. So we're going to be elevating today. We're going to be levitating. We're going to be really rising the energy up, right? Yes, woo. Okay, maybe not, but we're gonna have a great time. How about that? So if you are new to Unity on the Bay, we'd love to get to know you more. We invite you to follow the prompts that are on the screen, and just let us know what it is that you're looking for in spiritual community, what brought you to Unity on the Bay, so that we can share with you the many ways in which we believe we can support you in having a life of abundance, a life of love, a life of thriving. I'm gonna steal this from Shantae. Yes? It does work, Shantae. I love it. And so make sure that you follow the prompts that are on the screen. Love to get to know you more. If you're in the room, you can also pass by our welcome center on the way out. And so when we come together on Sundays, we do so, whether consciously or not, because something within us has already connected to that which Unity on the Bay is. And not only have we connected to it, but I believe that we have said the sacred yes, yes, to living out what Unity on the Bay stands for. And so we remind ourselves what that is when we come together. And today, I'm going to invite you to speak our mission and vision statement with us. And as you do, get a sense of what it means. I'm going to give you the heads up. Our vision is humanity inspired to its divinity. Get a sense of what that means. When you're looking out into the world, when you're watching the news, when you're talking to a friend, what does humanity inspired to its divinity look like? What does it feel like? Who can get behind that vision and really live into it, right? And so let's take a deep breath. Or you can clap too. But let's take a breath now and let's speak our mission and vision together. Together. Unity, we are an inclusive community serving as a catalyst for spiritual awakening, evolution, and action. And our vision is humanity inspired to its divinity. Now, today's service is dedicated to mothers and the mother figures that we've had in our lives. We're going to do a couple of really beautiful things to really just recognize that energy that mothers are, not only in our individual lives, but in the life of humanity. And so the daily word's going to be read by one of the families, one of the mothers from our youth and family ministry in a little bit. There's a video that we're going to play during one of the songs. And then at the end of the service, our kids zone, some of the kids are going to come into the room with a special presentation. So just be ready and willing to receive that love, that compassion, that joy. With that, I'm going to invite us to take a deep breath. And as we continue through this service, let's go within to that place within us that recognizes the presence of God that is here and now, knowing that that presence is the presence of love. And so as we acknowledge mothers and mother figures in our own lives, we acknowledge the expression of love that has enfolded us. We acknowledge the expression of love that has lifted us up. We acknowledge the expression of love that has cared for us when we weren't able to care for ourselves. And we are in deep gratitude, for we know that this love moves beyond any experience to a place of fully acknowledging, embodying, and trusting and having faith in God as the source of our good. And this source is a source of prosperity and abundance. This love is the source of our inner peace. This love is the source of a joy that knows no bound. And so this morning, as we declare our faith in the power of love, we also declare that we are living into our joy. Feel the joy here and now. Feel the gratitude in this moment, and let us give thanks for mothers, mother figures, for love, for God, for these principles, for this community, for all the blessings that we have in our lives. And let's express the joy by remembering that we are a blessing to others. So it is as we let it be, and in joy let the people say, amen. Let's have a wonderful Sunday service.
Thank you, Reverend Juan. Good morning, Unity on the Bay. Let's welcome to the stage Daniel Marzoa.
had a thing in 1993. I told me I was wasting time with all these silly dreams. I dated down, she knocked me down every time I tried. But I found joy in my life. Sorrow swept me off my feet in 2009. I took long walks on the beach next to the oceans that we cried. And grief, she came and overstayed way longer than I'd like. But I found joy in my life. I found joy, she opened up my eyes. She gave me wings and halo wings and taught me how to fly. Woo, I feel like a million likes. I found joy in my life. She got me like, yeah, oh, I found joy in my life. She got me like, yeah, oh, I found joy in my life. Pressure pushed me to the edge, she worked me to the bone. And jealousy, she lied to me, said I did things I don't. And shame, she had a way to make me sink myself inside. But I found joy in my life. I found joy, she opened up my eyes. She gave me wings and halo wings and taught me how to fly. Woo, I feel like a million likes. I found joy in my life. Sing it! She got me like, yeah. Oh, I found joy in my life. She got me like, yeah. Found joy and I kiss her every night. She gave me 2 more others and I can't believe they're mine. Oh, now I'm basking in their light. I found joy, I found joy, say yeah. Oh, I found joy in my life. Come on people, let's get up. If you haven't had coffee, there's coffee in the back. Some of y'all need it. Oh, yeah. Say, whoa, I found joy in my life. Sing it. You got me like, yeah. Oh, I found joy in my life. Come on. Say, yeah. Oh, I found joy in my life. You got me like, yeah. Oh, I found joy in my life. What? Say, yeah. Oh, I found joy in my life. She got me like, yeah. Oh, I found joy in my life. I found joy in my life. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day.
Hi, I'm Nicole, and this is Ocean and Oakley, and we're here to represent the Youth Family Ministry in Kids Zone. Today's daily word is blessing for mothers. There's nothing quite, I bless all mothers with thoughts of gratitude.
There's nothing quite like a mother's love, so nurturing, caring, and warm. Today I bless the women in my life who express this love in all they do, whether it's the woman who raised me or any of the women I know who so generously shared a mother's love. I have felt the care of God through their tender touch and encouraging words.
Over the years, I've grown strong and confident under their kind direction and have relied upon their wisdom. The divine feminine flourishes on earth in the loving words and caring hands of mothers and all those who share a mother's love. I bless them and pray they know the love of God as they have shared it to me so generously.
Today's daily word is inspired by 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 30. Then the mother of the child said, "As the Lord lives, and as you yourself live, I will not leave without you."
It's time to get ready for meditation. Please silence your phones. Sit in a comfortable posture and remember to take deep breaths from time to time. We'll begin our meditation experience with a song.
Good morning. As we prepare for guided meditation, I would encourage you to close your eyes. Make yourself comfortable in the chair that you're sitting. Let's take a deep breath together. Breathe in, hold it, and breathe out. Letting go of tomorrow, the past, allowing your mind to become fully present right here and right now. Let us begin by relaxing all the muscles of our face, around the eyes, the forehead, the jaws. Keeping your awareness in your breathing and in your physical body. And relax the neck and the shoulders, allowing the shoulders to drop, releasing any sense of responsibility, any burden, keeping your awareness here. And relax the muscles of the back and the lower back, allowing yourself to go deeper and deeper into a state of inner stillness and perfect peace, with no concern for the things of this world. And relax the muscles of the chest area and the abdomen, feeling more and more peaceful, more and more relaxed. And relax the arms and the hands, Keeping your awareness in your breathing. Relax the hip area, letting go of any stiffness. Relax the legs all the way down to your feet. And begin to notice that when the body is relaxed, it's easier to calm the mind, to be fully present. And as we celebrate unconditional love this day, let us prepare ourselves to receive unconditional love from within ourselves. But we will first remove the obstacles to this loving presence. So if you're holding any sense of unworthiness, any sense of guilt, any sense of not being enough or not being deserving of love, I recommend you to just release and let go, for it is not truth. You are worthy. You are innocent. You are perfect just as you are here and now. So just release the obstacles to love right here and right now. Allow them to melt away into the nothingness from which they came. And I invite you to bring your awareness to your heart and envision this beautiful flower opening up to receive the love that you have been seeking for outside of yourself, to receive the light, the appreciation that you have been looking for outside of yourself. Realize that the secret of happiness and fulfillment is not by being loved by someone specifically, but by touching the core of love within you and just simply love everyone and everything. So open up your heart right now to receive the embrace of this loving presence in you that seeks to elevate you, to protect you, to guide you. Just feel its love and tender embrace right here and right now. You are and have always been loved beyond measure. And as you remove the obstacle to this love, you allow it to rise up from within you. So silently repeat to yourself, I am that which I have been looking for. I am love. I am peace. I am joy. I am abundance itself. So this day, my search is over. My ascension is complete. And I stand on holy ground. So we're going to spend a moment in silence, get in touch with being embraced by the presence of love. Become aware of the presence of love in all the cells of your body right now. And notice how your vibration is changing. Love is healing. Love is transformative. So allow yourself to be transformed in this very moment into the light that you're meant to be. You are the creator of your reality. So allow the love that is within you to create through you. Feeling connected and uplifted, begin to very gently bring your awareness back to this room. Feeling connected, feeling loved, feeling abundantly provided in spite of the appearances. For how you feel creates your new reality. So become aware once again of your breathing, of your arms and your hands, your physical body, preparing yourself to awaken from this wonderful experience of communion with the presence of love in your hearts. And whenever you're ready, very gently, you may open up your eyes.
For all those times you stood by me, for all the truth that you made me see, for all the joy you brought to my life, for all the wrong that you made right, for every dream you made come true, for all the love I found in you, I'll be forever grateful, baby. You're the one who held me up, never let me fall. You're the one who saw me through it all. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me. Lifted me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me faith 'cause you believe. I'm everything I am because you love me. You gave me wings and made me fly. You touched my head, I can touch the sky. I lost my faith, you give it back to me. You said no star was out of reach. You stood by me and I stood tall. I had your love, I had it all. I'm grateful for each day you gave me. Maybe I don't know that much, but I know this much is true. I was blessed because I was loved by you. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my strength. My voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me. Lifted me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me faith 'cause you believe. I'm everything I am because you love me. Oh, you were always there for me. The tender wind that carried me. Light in the dark, shining your love into my life. You've been my inspiration. Through the lies, you were the truth. My world is a better place because of you. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my strength. Oh, when I couldn't speak.
Thank you, Daniel, and our music ministry. Not just beautiful voice and beautiful music, but I'm sure also touching something within us as we think of today. So, you're very used to my dad jokes, but because it's Mother's Day, I have a mom's joke. It's actually a very dad-mom joke. So there was this woman who came to services, and she was an elderly woman, and she sat in the front row, and this very caring and wonderful usher came up to her and said, "Ma'am, you might not want to sit in the front row. You might want to sit a little bit back because, quite honestly, this minister, he's a little boring. And you might want to just walk out halfway through the service." And the woman just looks at him and says, "Do you know who I am?" He says, "No, I'm the minister's mother." And the usher said, "Do you know who I am?" And she said, "No." And he said, "Great," as he ran away. A little mom joke, you know. But you know, as I stand here before you, and many of you actually know my mom, you've seen her here, I love feeling how proud and how happy my mom is to see what I'm doing. She's a great mom. She's a great grandma. She's actually a heck of a great mother-in-law. Sometimes I'm like, really? And so, love you, Mom. She's watching right now, because I told her to. But, you know, I'm just, you know, especially because of today, just sitting with what my mom has meant. And you also know that I try to be very open and authentic. And so, in the showing you how much I love my mom and how grateful I am for my mom, I realize that we've also experienced challenges, right? Like in our relationship. And it hasn't always been easy, and sometimes it's been pretty difficult. And I love my mom. And I'm very grateful for what my mom has provided me. And I realize that the relationship between mother and child is like any other relationship in that it can be complicated, right? And it can bring up challenges. It's relationship, and it's intimate relationships in many ways. And so a lot of things can come up. So I realize that there are some of you, even in this room, who may be a little uncomfortable with Mother's Day or with that relationship. And I just want to acknowledge that. There are some of you that may be grieving today for not having the physical presence of your mother, or you may be a grieving mother without the physical presence of your children. There are some of you who may not have a relationship with your mother, whether that's their decision or yours. There are some of you who were raised by mothers who weren't ready to raise children. And so I get all of that, and I just want to let you know that I feel that. And I also recognize that there is beauty in us being able to acknowledge not only mothers, but then we have a choice to acknowledge the mother figures who are the ones who not only have, but will continue to share with us love, share with us comfort, compassion, and really support us. And I believe that these are qualities that we are always looking for in any relationship, and they show up beautifully in these mother figures, and they're really being mirrored by those mother figures because those are qualities of the divine, right? Like God as the comforter, God as love, God as compassion. And really, they're actually mirroring that which is already within us. And so what it's really doing is just sort of like sparking an awakeness to the love, the compassion, to the faith, to the understanding that is within us. So whatever your relationship is with your mother figure, whatever your relationship with Mother's Day, I really believe that as we acknowledge those qualities of God as expressed by different people in our lives, we can really receive not only blessings, but there are some really wonderful lessons in there for us. And so I was thinking a lot about some of the lessons that my own mom shared with me. And then I started to think, well, actually, what are some of the lessons that other people have received from their mothers, advice that other people in our community have received from our mothers? And so I reached out to a few of them to just get some stories from them and get some of the advice that they really felt encompass what their mothers taught them. And so I'm going to share them with you today. And I know that many of us have heard about the gospel of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, right? Yes? Some of us have heard of some of the other gospels that didn't make it to the Bible, the gospel of Philip, the gospel of Thomas, the gospel of Mary and Judas, right? Yes. Well, today you're going to hear about the gospel of mom. And so these are the different advices that many of the people in our community receive from their mother. And I really invite you to see whether it connects to something that you receive from your mother figure or just something that is calling you to recognize a greater truth about yourself. And so are you ready for these pearls of wisdom from mom? I should, since my mom is watching, say, these are all from my mom also. All of them, no. Well, the first one, and what's funny is that how many of you have read something somewhere, heard something somewhere, but then when mom says it, you listen, right? This is a little bit of that because some of these advices we can find in different ways, but when mom says it, you listen. So in Galatians chapter 1, verse 10, it asks the question, am I now seeking human approval or God's approval? Or am I trying to please people? If I were still pleasing people, I would not be a servant of Christ. See, I think that one of the advices that many in our community then shared with me and that I got from my mom is to be authentically ourselves. And this is an opportunity for us to really know that it's time to stop people-pleasing. To stop people-pleasing, to get a real sense of the truth of who we are, our divine nature, and allow ourselves to express that divine nature in the beautiful and unique ways that we are meant to express it, not because it was defined by somebody else, like who we should be, what we should be. My mom told me to be authentically me, but she also told me, but I do want you to become an economist, right? Yeah, well, almost. But to really take on our own true definition of who we are, based not on other people, but on what is within us. And to uncover what is within us, to recognize that authentic self is the divine in expression. And I love that Dale, our music director, shared that his mom, Shirley, said to him once in a letter, "You have to be happy with yourself. You are the only one you can't get away from." How many of us have tried to get away from ourselves? Because it's scary to be our authentic selves, because it's scary to show up in the way that we believe ourselves to be in the midst of what other people may be looking for or wanting from us. And so many of us have hidden from ourselves, have run from ourselves into addictions, into such busyness that we can't get comfortable and alone time to really sit with ourselves and know ourselves more fully, right? And so it's time that we stop running from ourselves. It's time that we start to acknowledge our own divine truth and start living into it more fully. And as we do, to really take off the mask that we have placed on ourselves. And I'm not only talking about the mask that we place on ourselves for others, but for ourselves. Because maybe we're not fully comfortable with what we see in the mirror. But maybe it's because we're focused on the wrong thing when we look in the mirror. And we're not really looking at what is truly deep and honest and true about us. Ray, who's part of our music ministry, and his mother is actually, let's just hold her in the energy of wholeness. But Ray, he says that his mom shared with him, don't start doing something in a relationship that you're not going to continue to do. How many of you are really good cooks at the beginning of a relationship? How many of you are like, oh no, I love waking up at 6 a.m. and walking on the beach, right? And we start doing things that we think will get that other person to like us, only to realize later on, wait a minute, that's not who I am. And oh my God, now they think I have to do this for the rest of my life, right? And so how can we release ourselves from the chains of having to wear a mask? And this idea that we have to wear a mask in order for somebody to love us, in order for somebody to like us, and in order for somebody to show us unconditional love. I think that's a lot of what we talk about on Mother's Day. Like, what is unconditional love? Well, the moment that we stop looking for unconditional love outside of us is the moment that we recognize that we are already in unconditional love, because that is who our essence is. That is what our essence is, and there is no condition. I will tell you from personal experience that when we put on the masks so that we can feel that unconditional love, that's not what we feel. What we feel is fear. Because how many of you have been there where in order to receive love, you act a certain way, but you're really scared that somebody's gonna find out that's not who you are. And so you're not able to fully receive the love because you're so nervous about keeping appearances up, keeping the masks on. And so today is the day that we can truly acknowledge our truth, truly acknowledge our divinity, and be unapologetically us. What does that feel like? What does that look like for you? To be unapologetically you, unapologetically divine, unapologetically love, unapologetic, without apologies, whole. It begins with us, and we won't fully get it until we allow us to be the ones to live into it and to give it to ourselves. Another one of the advices that many of us, how many, by the way, remember hearing that from your mothers? Be you. Be you, be yourself, right? Another thing that some people in our community heard from their mothers and is now in the gospel according to Mom, express love to one another. See, when we realize that our authentic self is love, then the next step is to be able to express that love. And in John chapter 13, verse 34, it says, I give you a new commandment, that you love one another just as I have loved you. You also should love one another. Chris Arroyo shared that her mother, Jean, actually, I'm not allowed to tell you all the things that Chris Arroyo told me her mother told her, because apparently some of our mothers are very funny and dirty-minded. But she shared that there was only one four-letter word that she was not allowed to say at her house. Can you guess what that is? Hate. Because it was about recognizing the power of love. And it was about recognizing that we don't have to like somebody in order to feel love. We don't have to like somebody in order to honor and respect the sacred worth that each individual has. And she actually said, Jean told Chris, those who are the most difficult to love are the ones who need our love the most. She shared that one of the most powerful testimonies of that was when her mother invited an exchange teacher from Japan to live with them as a family, knowing that there was some resentment towards the Japanese because a Japanese soldier had killed her 19-year-old brother during World War II. And she knew that there was a little bit of resentment, that there was a little bit of anger, and she extended that because, as Chris said, Jean understood that if she didn't want war, anger, pain, or hurt to happen again, she had to forgive, and she had to bring the peace to her soul and pour that peace into the world. And so it's about knowing we are peace, knowing we are love, and knowing how to express it, even when it doesn't. How many of you heard from your mom? I get it, he's being an idiot, and you still have to be nice to him. Go play with that kid across the street, right? But Michelle Cuartas, our director of operations, she shared that her mother taught her how to express the love by being of service. She said that her mother found great pleasure in helping her family back home, supporting her church, and volunteering in any other capacity where she was needed. See, love grows in the world, it is magnified, and it heals. right? Because the extension of love by Chris Arroyo's mom, Jean, to that teacher healed Chris Arroyo's mom, Jean. The extension of love in service to humanity that Michelle's mom provided, it healed the world around her. And so are we willing to be agents of healing, to allow the healing to not be under a bushel, but to be expressed more fully? The next advice is to not limit ourselves. How many of you have felt limited in the past? Yeah. Been there, done that, doing a little bit of it every so often, right? But Luke chapter 1, verse 37 says, "For nothing will be impossible with God." Take that in, because it's just words, it's just something you're hearing, and is it something that you're trusting? For nothing will be impossible with God. And mothers, in different ways, really invite us. I'm thinking now all of a sudden of like a little bird, like where the mom bird starts to push the little baby out of the nest so that it can grow and it can fly, right? And so there's different ways in which our mothers have shared with us this opportunity to not let ourselves feel limited. Amy Baez, her mom, Maria, said that the biggest advice my mom ever gave me was to not rush to get married and have kids. She also told me to travel instead. Her greater point, though, being was that I expand my options and not limit them. Whatever that looks like for us, right? Like, it looks different for all of us, but are we living under limitations, whether they were set by us or whether we allow them to be set on us? Or are we living in expansion? Are we doing the things, are we doing the practices, are we being in the world in a way that expands us? Because that, to me, is part of thriving in life, right? To recognize that we are more than our experiences, that we are more than our circumstances, and that there is something that is pure potentiality within us, and that we can lift ourselves up through the limitations into a place of expansion. Myrtle Fillmore, who we call the mother of unity, wrote a poem that I believe really acknowledges that which we want to focus on, that which we want to be intentional about. And as I speak this poem, I really invite you to think about the ways in which that which we are not or do not believe, like evil or sin or death, can feel limiting, can feel constricting. But when we step into truth, and I speak words of good and abundance and of eternal life, I wish that you'd have this, you will have this poem soon, but I wish you could have it so that when you read it, you could feel the constriction and the expansion. But see if you can feel it now. As I read to you, it's called My Faith, and she wrote it in 1897. I do not believe in evil. I believe in good. I do not believe in sin. I believe in truth. I do not believe in want. I believe in abundance. I do not believe in death. I believe in life. I do not believe in ignorance. I believe in intelligence. There are no discords in my being. Being is at peace. My faith, my understanding, and love are becoming one. What God hath joined together, let not man put asunder. And coincidentally, faith, understanding, and love is what we would call feminine qualities of God, feminine qualities of our own divinity. And so now we're living authentically. We are expressing that authentic love that we are and being in service to the world. And we are living into the potential that is in every moment. So what's there to do but to enjoy life? to really enjoy life. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 12 says, I know that there is nothing better for them than to be happy and enjoy themselves as long as they live. How many of you are enjoying life? How many of you are enjoying all of life? Beautiful. How many of you realize that there are areas within your own life where you are losing some of the joy, where it feels like it's taking away some of the joy, right? I've been there also. Okay, I was gonna say like I'm there now, but I'm not, because I'm present now. But I can think of some of the ways in which I'm not. But as we also hold Eddie Dominguez and his mother Sandra in our prayers, Eddie, many of you know, has been a longtime member and a pillar of this community, as his mom has been, and his mom is in the process of making her transition. And so we just hold them in a prayer and in a vision of a peaceful and loving transition, and in the knowing of eternal life and oneness. And we honor her by sharing that Eddie, one of the things that he learned from her was to enjoy life, which is so beautiful to share today, Eddie. He says she wasn't a person of means and certainly didn't come from money, but my mother always made the best of whatever situation she was in. He also said that he thinks my mom's greatest lessons to me have been on the power of love and the importance of living the life you want while you can. Why are we waiting to thrive? Why are we waiting to live in pure joy? Why are we waiting to really acknowledge the power and the presence of God in every experience of our lives? And for me, I realize that it's not about the circumstances, right? Like, it's not about the situation that we're in. It's about how we choose to think about it. The unity principle, the third unity principle, yes, it is, thoughts create after their kind, but more than that, it is we create our experiences of a situation. It doesn't say that it'll change the situation. It doesn't say that it'll change the facts or the things that we have to go through, but it says that we have the ability to change our experience of it, and in everything be able to not only find God, but to find some joy. And I was sitting with this after the first service, because I'm like, I know that there are hard things going on, and if I don't focus on the hard things or the difficulties while I'm in them, but focus on the fact that I can do this, that we can get through this, that there is love being birthed, right? Like, as we focus on that, there is joy in that. And what a radical thing to be able to say that even in the difficulties and even in the things that challenge us, we can find joy. But it's true. It's ultimate reality when we shift our focus to remember that God is the source of our good, everywhere present, and that life is an expression of that source. I recently found this quote from one of a New Thought leaders from the 1800s, and I just love the ending of it, because it was all about, like, God is in this too, God is in this experience too, and then she wrote, and I demand to see the good in this. It wasn't I hope to see it. It wasn't like I think there's hope in here. It says, I demand to see the good in this. I demand to feel the joy of recognizing my oneness with God and Spirit. I demand to live the life that I am meant to live, to thrive in all areas of my life. And so, those are the gems, those are the pearls of wisdom that many of us may have experienced from our own mothers, but they were beautifully expressed in the lives of the mothers of some of our congregants. Maya Angelou, who was a Unity student also, found this quote of hers, and it said, my mother raised me and then freed me. The way that I sit with that is that, see, it doesn't... Whatever way you were raised by that mother figure, you are free. You choose what to do with it. You are free to follow the advice. You are free to know better. You are free to be better. Whatever it is, you are free in this very moment to follow the advice of your own divine nature and of the God within. And I really invite us, as we are celebrating Mother's Day and mother figures and this love and all of these advices that have passed down generation to generation to generation, to choose to be authentic, to choose to express the love that we are here to express, to choose to not limit ourselves, and to choose to live life to the fullest in joy. And that, to me, if we follow the gospel according to Mom, is how we will experience the joy of life and the joy of God. So let's live it. Namaste, everyone.
Sunday, isn't it? It's a great day to be alive, isn't it? Absolutely. Reverend Juan, thank you so much for that powerful message. The gospel according to Mom. You know, I couldn't help but to think about what lessons I've received from my mom, so I'm going to give her a shout out. Hi, Mom. She's not here. She's at church with her mother, so, you know. There's that, my 94-year-old grandmother, my mom, and also my mother-in-law, who's in her 80s, who lives in Chicago. From them, I've learned the power of being resourceful, making sure that you can make things happen. Even if you can't, you can figure out how to make it work, being resilient, and being an advocate, advocating for myself, my family, for other people, for the world. And my mom used to tell me that she is my biggest cheerleader, but you also got to know how to pat your own self on the back. So those are the lessons that I learned from my mom and from the women who raised me. Can we get another round of applause? Just for life, like just for the satisfaction of life, right? And definitely a shout out to all of the people who are moms, all of the people who are on a journey, a motherhood journey. I'm also sending deep compassion and comfort to those who need it on a day like today. Also recognizing that so many different emotions and feelings are in the air and atmosphere, and they all matter, they all are important. So we see you and we love you and we bless you. So now we're going to have the opportunity to bless Unity on the Bay and to be in the spiritual practice of giving and receiving. So now is your time to give in gratitude. If you would like to provide a monetary gift to Unity on the Bay, you can do so by going green, or if you need an envelope and you're in the room, just raise your hand. We'll make sure that you get one. If you're going to text, you can text the word give to the phone number 833-245-5645. That's also on your screens. This is a sacred time of faith and a sacred time of gratitude. So I'm going to give you a few moments in sacred silence while you prepare your gift. Thank you for your gift. We will bless these gifts together by saying our blessing. Divine love that I am blesses all that I give and all that I receive. And just a quick note for those who are filling out an envelope, when you are leaving the sanctuary, you can drop that in the envelope drop-off at the back. All right, so we're going to have a moment where we bless the kids in our Kids Zone. Hey, everyone. All right, they are coming forward, so let's make sure that we... Can you rub your hands together, create some energy? She's like, absolutely. Even if you're at home, maybe there's a child in your home that you want to bless or a child that you're responsible for and you care for. So extend your hands forward. And we'll say our children's blessing. Children, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. We behold the Christ in you, and we see you doing great things. All right. How fun. Speaking of blessings, could our prayer chaplains come forward, please? These are the people who you can connect with after service if you want to receive a prayer of gratitude, a prayer of support, or maybe you just want someone to hold sacred space for you. You can go to those fine folks over there and connect with them, and they will be happy to do so. For we are a praying community. Yes? All right. Okay, Reverend Juan, tell us about what we can do as a next step.
Well, first, before we even move into the next steps, we're going to be inspired, because I'm going to invite all the kids from the Kids Zone to come on up here. Come up here, because I heard from a little birdie named Raul that you had some stuff to share with us, right? Yes? So, should I start with you? Where's Raul? Who do I start with? You? Okay, look over there. What do you have for us?
One thing I love about my mother is that she is caring and helpful in any situation that I need help with.
Beautiful. Do you want to go next? You can do it from there.
My mom loves me, so I care her and love her back, too.
Ah, beautiful. One thing you love about your mom?
One thing I love about my mom is that she's always there to protect me. One thing I love about my mom is that she's always there for me no matter what. And yeah, I love her.
Listen, you're all getting brownie points, so.
One thing I love about my mother is that she's fierce, not to me, but to those who are against me and those who have tried to oppose me before.
One thing I like about my mom is everything.
He just got all the brownie points. Do you want to say something about Grandma? He did already.
One thing I care about my parents is they're sweet and they take care of me.
And then we get a little shy. Do we have some other? Do you want to come up and say something? I mean, you look the part already, so you know.
Something about my mom I want to say is that she's really kind and she always helps me when I'm sad or hurt.
All right. I love it. Well, yeah, we're good.
What about him?
Look at all these mothers in the room all of a sudden, like, did you let my child? Yeah. Oh, mama bears too. Okay, got it. Well, listen, everyone. I realize that there's 5 weeks between Mother's Day and Father's Day. And so what I invite you to do this week is to just take a look at what are some of the advices that you receive from your parents or parent figures and how you're being called to live them more fully. So with that, I'm going to invite you to please stand so that we can affirm our prayer for protection. And we'll follow that with our peace song. You guys ready? Together. The light of God surrounds us. We are light. The love of God enfolds us. We are love. The power of God protects us. We are power. The presence of God watches over us. We are present. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. We are divine.
be my